All right, let's dive right in.
Okay.
We're going to be looking at Chelsea Manalo's national costume
Okay.
for Miss Universe 2024, and we've got two sources here: a video that breaks down all the different details of the costume, and then we have this article which provides a lot of cultural and historical background, and it's amazing. I mean, like, this isn't just a dress; this is like a whole statement.
It's a whole story.
And so I want to like really unpack all of that with you today.
Yeah, I mean, right off the bat, it's so impressive how this costume goes beyond just typical pageant glitz and glam.
Yes.
You know, it's really a thoughtfully constructed representation of Filipino identity.
Yes.
And it uses, you know, fabric and artistry to tell a visual story.
Reaction video was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
The host was like totally blown away when Chelsea first came out.
Yeah.
But beyond the wow factor.
Right.
I'm so curious, like, what's the deeper meaning behind those colors?
Yeah.
The gold and the blue.
Yeah. That's a really deliberate choice.
Okay.
And it's actually deeply rooted in Filipino symbolism. So the gold represents more than just wealth.
Okay.
It also embodies the resilience and the strength of the Filipino people. And then that blue.
Yeah.
It's not just there to be a calming presence.
Right.
It actually symbolizes peace and the nation's hopes for the future.
So each color is like carrying a whole other layer of meaning.
Absolutely.
Like it's a secret message in the fabric.
Yeah, yeah.
And speaking of eye-catching,
right.
We got to talk about that headdress.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's unlike anything
It's amazing.
I've ever seen. The video described it as like a boat shape.
Yes, it is.
Which seems so unique for a pageant.
And it's not just any boat shape.
Okay.
It's specifically a balangay.
A balangay.
A balangay, which is a traditional Filipino boat design.
Yeah.
And it dates back centuries. And they were really important for trade exploration, even warfare. So can you imagine sailing across vast oceans in these vessels?
Wow.
That's the kind of heritage and bravery that Chelsea's carrying on her head.
So it's not just a pretty shape. It's literally like a symbol of their seafaring history.
Absolutely.
Of, you know, the journeys and the explorations that shapes the Philippines. So we're seeing a theme here. We got strength. We got hope.
Yeah.
This connection to the past. But what about the painting on the back of the costume?
Yes.
The video pointed out that it was this beautiful blend of art and faith.
Yeah. The Philippines has a really strong Catholic heritage.
Okay.
And that painting is a direct reflection of that faith's importance in Filipino culture.
So it's not just like a generic religious image. There's something.
Exactly. It would be fascinating to learn more about the particular scene or figure that's depicted because it might connect to historical events or figures that resonate with Chelsea's work.
Okay.
Promoting women's empowerment.
Interesting. So it's almost like her beliefs are woven into the fabric.
Yes.
Along with everything else.
It's like another layer of depth.
Yeah.
And it connects her personal values to this national representation.
And speaking of the fabric,
right,
the video kept emphasizing the craftsmanship.
Yes.
All those details. The gold embroidery. It's like every inch is meaningful.
Absolutely. That level of detail, you know, it goes beyond mere decoration.
Yeah.
It's showcasing traditional Filipino artistry.
Okay.
Embroidery is a huge part of their cultural heritage. And the techniques used here have likely been passed down through generations.
Wow.
So think of the skill and the time involved.
Yeah.
Each stitch is a testament to that legacy.
So she's not just walking the runway. She's wearing like centuries of tradition and skill.
Exactly.
I'm getting a whole new appreciation
for
what this costume represents.
And we're just scratching the surface.
Wow.
This design really challenges us to think about fashion as more than just trends.
Yeah.
This is storytelling. This is history. This is national pride.
Yeah.
All woven into a single garment.
Wow.
It's making a powerful statement on a global stage.
This deep dive is already blowing my mind, and we've got more to unpack about Chelsea's costume, so stay with us.
You know, it's really interesting how this costume is like both traditional and modern at the same time.
Yeah, it's like honoring the past, but also looking ahead.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder if that's just like built into Filipino identity, you know?
Absolutely. The Philippines has this incredible history, but also this like energy, this vibrancy moving forward.
Yeah.
And you see that in so much of their culture.
Yeah.
And their fashion is a big part of that.
It makes you think about how clothing, it's more than just what you wear, you know?
Right.
It's like a way of showing who you are, like connecting to your heritage and your beliefs.
Yeah.
It's like self-expression. It's a way to connect to everything that makes you you.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's a visual language we all get.
Like Chelsea's costume. It's not just about looking pretty. It's about who she is and what she stands for.
It says it all, you know?
Yeah.
It's more than fashion. It's national pride, cultural heritage, personal values. It's even art, you know?
Yeah, it's like she's wearing a piece of art that tells the story of the Philippines.
Exactly.
It's really inspiring, actually. It makes me think, like, if I had to design a costume
Oh, yeah.
to show my heritage,
Yeah.
what would I even choose?
What would you use? What symbols, what materials mean something to you? What colors fit your background?
Oh, that's a tough one. I need to think about that.
Yeah.
But that's what's so cool about this deep dive. It's
Yeah.
like, it's not just about Miss Universe. It makes you think about yourself.
Yeah.
And how you show the world who you are.
Yeah. It's all about, you know, who we are, how we show it to the world, and clothing, that's a big part of it.
Yeah.
It really is. And I think everyone listening can relate to that, even if they're not into fashion, you know?
Of course.
Clothes, they're just a part of our lives, and they can say so much.
It's about our values, who we are.
Okay, so we talked about all the symbolism, the amazing work that went into making it, how it connects to the culture, and even what it means to Chelsea personally.
Yeah.
But I still have one question.
Okay. What is it?
How do you think it's going to go over at Miss Universe? Will it really make an impact?
Well, based on everything we've talked about, I think it's got a great chance.
Okay.
It's stunning to look at. It's full of meaning and it has a really strong message.
Yeah.
It's hard to not feel something when you see it.
The person in the video, they were sure it was going to be a hit.
Yeah.
And I got to say, I'm starting to feel the same.
It could definitely win. And the fact that it's not just about looks,
Yeah.
it's about heritage identity, national pride that's going to connect with the judges and everyone watching.
Yeah. It's a reminder that pageants, they can be more than just pretty faces, you know?
Right.
It can be about sharing your culture and your values.
Exactly. And when it's done right, like we see here,
Yeah.
it can really help people understand and appreciate different cultures.
Well, I'm even more excited to see her wear this now. I think it's going to be unforgettable.
Yeah, it's going to be a highlight of the whole thing.
So we've gone over a lot, the symbols, the craftsmanship, the meaning for Filipino culture and for Chelsea herself. But before we wrap up, I want to leave everyone listening with something to think about.
I'm listening.
We talked about how clothes can be a way to show who you are, but they can also be a way to connect with other people.
Oh, yeah.
Sharing stories, celebrating what makes each of us different, and finding common ground.
It's like what this costume does so well.
So I want you all to imagine if you were designing something like this, what would you pick? What colors, what symbols, what materials, what story would you tell?
That's a great question to end on.
Yeah.
It's like saying, go be creative. Think about how you show who you are and how you connect with the world.
Because in the end, fashion, it's about more than just clothes. It's about who you are, what you believe in, and the stories you tell.
Well said, and I think Chelsea's costume shows that perfectly. It's about celebrating culture, inspiring others, and making a difference on the world stage.
Wow, it's amazing how much we got out of just looking at one costume.
I know, right?
We went from Philippine history to like what symbols mean, from Chelsea's own beliefs to like how it could do at Miss Universe.
Yeah.
It's way more than just fashion.
It really makes you think about fashion differently.
Yeah.
So much thought went into it. Every little thing has a reason.
It's like a whole story waiting to be told on different levels, the history, the culture, the art, and Chelsea's own journey.
Yeah, you got it.
All that makes it really special.
It's not just surface level. It's about identity, heritage, the human spirit. It makes you realize fashion can be a good thing,
Yeah.
a way to celebrate what makes us different and share important stories.
It's inspiring to see fashion used to teach people, to empower them, to get conversations going.
Totally. Chelsea's costume is a perfect example.
This deep dive has really opened my eyes. I never thought this much about something I might have just glanced at before.
It's been cool to see how fashion connects to culture and how people express themselves.
Yeah,
Makes you think about what your own clothes say about you.
exactly. Maybe this got some of our listeners thinking about their heritage, their values, and how they show that through what they wear.
I hope so.
Because fashion is a language everyone speaks. It can connect us in ways we never even imagined.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So next time you're getting dressed, think about what your clothes are saying.
Oh.
It could be something passed down in your family, a cool vintage find, or something that makes you feel confident and strong. Just remember, fashion, It's not just fabric and thread. It shows who you are and what matters to you.
I like that way of putting it.
Well, I think it's time to wrap up our deep dive.
Sounds good.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. We had a blast exploring Chelsea Manalo's national costume for Miss Universe.
It was fun.
We hope you liked learning about all the meanings and symbolism with us.
Yeah.
We'll be back soon with another deep dive. Until then, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep expressing yourselves through the power of fashion.